Happy Saturday morning, you kids and cadets. Thanks for coming out. 2009 Yard Machines by MTD. We had done several videos on this. I did one yesterday. Tried to start this thing with carb cleaner. I had a dead battery and I was using a 55 amp charger to bypass the dead battery. That failed miserably. I put another battery in. I charged this overnight with a 1 amp trickle charger. It came back as a green light this morning. So hopefully we can try starting without any of that Mickey Mouse starter deal. So ironically, yesterday the new carburetor came in. Let's go ahead and put the new carb on and try starting this thing, see if it starts. I got the recoil off because there was some rust here that I scraped down. We can start it without the not the recoil, the flywheel cover here. So let's get busy. I got a secondary tank here ready to go. We'll put some fuel in this thing once we're all hooked up and see if it'll start. If it doesn't start, we're going to have a bad day today. Should be about 80 degrees here in Southwest Florida. That means it's 30 something up north. So let me get you set up here. These are 13s. So we're going to take the 2 nuts off. This should come off without any issue. So let's see what we got here first of all. If it's not the right carb, then we're not going to have a video. So a little bit of interest in mowers this week. I had a couple of people reach out to me for pushers. I had a guy stop last Saturday, wanted a self-propelled. So after this video, I'm going to try to dig up a self-propelled in case he stops today. So this looks like it's the right carburetor. You get the carb and intake gasket. So I just got the basic kit here, and this wasn't very much money. You can get another fancier kit which would have another new air filter. It would have a fuel filter, spark plug, a bunch of extra junk. All I need is the carb, and it looks like it's the right one. So we're going to see if it's a quality piece of equipment here. So let's get busy. Let's remove the old one. This should be a simple R&R, remove and replace. So like I said, it's a 13 socket, 13 millimeter. I'll reuse this filter. It's not looking too bad. So the other issues we found with this yard machine, blades are worn out. So we got to put a couple of blades on it, and we're missing the gas tank. I got to go to Flea Bay and get a used one for about $25 to $30 delivered. So I just want to see if this thing runs first before I invest any more money. If it's got a hole in the piston, then I'm just out 15 bucks or so for this carburetor. So there's another bolt back here, and it's not a 13. It looks like it's going to be a 10, so I got to switch sockets. I don't know why they did that in mid-flight, changing bolt size. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? I think so. So this is a bolt here on the top holding the air filter cover down. Put that aside for safekeeping. There is a breather tube attached to this air filter plastic thing. You want to remove that back there. Put that aside. So you got two linkages, choke linkage here on the top, and then you got your throttle linkage here, which matches up to what they gave us. Choke, throttle. So everything looks like it's copacetic. Let's keep moving. Okay, so I see what the deal is here. I'm going to have to run in and get my security bit sockets because these two studs have to come out, and it's got the funny reverse torques. Let me run in and get those. You guys go to the kitchen, get a donut and a Pepsi. I'll be back momentarily. Sorry about that, kids. First time messing with one of these turds. Okay. I knew I had them nearby. Sorry about that. I had bought this set a year ago, and this is what they look like. Sorry about that delay. So I see there's one missing here. I must have put it in with my other bits, and it may be the E6, but I'm going to use an E7, which is a little loose. So we're really screwing up here. I think I'm going to check my other socket tray. I may have dropped it in the wrong place. But if I can't get it within 3 seconds, I'm going to keep moving ahead with this project. I'll just use the larger size bit. Yeah, I can't put my hand on it right now. So let's keep going. Sorry about that. Your time's valuable. So it's not catching. Darn it. The other thing I could do, I just thought about it when I was looking for this thing, is use a pair of channel locks right there. Okay, broke the tension on that one. Don't put it on the threads. let me take one more quick look. This is turning into a big disaster. Okay, here's the 6. I came up with it. Okay, that's much better. Sorry, guys. There we go. You only get Mickey Mouse at Tommy Time. You don't get a quality production. I can guarantee you that. That's the one thing I can guarantee on this channel. It's going to be Mickey Mouse, shade, tree, hack and slash the whole way through. Okay, this thing's never been off. It's got some Loctite on the threads. This should separate with a little tappy tappy. I was going to use a blade to separate the gasket, but it finally came off. Okay. So they're both, one's a Z-bend on the choke, so I'm just going to manipulate the carburetor sideways and try to get the Z-bend off. Okay, that came off. Now for the choke throttle, that came off. Okay, manipulate the new one on. We'll start with the throttle first. Come up to the choke. And twist that one into place. Hopefully you guys are having a good day so far. I got a bunch of projects to do after this. I'm going to run some errands. I'm dealing with a national company that repaired my backup iPad, and there's an issue. So I'm going to go to them and discuss the issue. Okay, that's snug. Okay, now what are we doing? We are going to put the air filter case back on. So they give you the gasket. Gasket goes here. Gasket's in place. Gonna hook up my air breather tube. Thread this on first and then the air breather tube second. Okay. I kind of see my mistake. We did did this a little backwards here. The gasket's got to go on first. I may have had the gaskets backwards. If you see this gasket here, it's got a bigger cutout, and that's why it worked. What I got to do is remove the two studs, put this on, and then the gasket, I believe, for it to work. Or just take this one off and reuse this one. This one here might be for the intake right there, but there was enough of the original one left to make it work. So why don't we do that? I'm just going to reuse this one here, since it's got the cutout already established. Try to save this. Yeah, that went terribly wrong. I think it's still going to work. I'm going to make it work. Okay, now we're cooking. I hope the rest of my day doesn't go like this. Hopefully you guys have had a good week. Hope things are starting to warm up. New England's supposed to get some snow depending on where you're located. If you're along the coast, it's going to be a mixture. If you're inland, it looks like it's going to accumulate. Okay. Take my 10 off. No, this is an 11 here. Sorry. I thought it was a 12. It's 11. Okay, let's remove the hose off of the dead carb because I need this. I need this little section. Okay, so this thing is on. My linkages are on. They're moving. Fuel lines hooked up. bungee corded a gas tank here temporarily. Let's throw some fuel in this. And then hit the starter button. Wawa non-ethanol. Give it a couple of good pours. Want to fill the bottom of the gas tank. Okay, there's plenty in there. I don't have a cap for it. This is just going to be a quick looky. Okay. My connections look good. I'm not leaking any gasoline. No fuel leaking out of the Chinese aftermarket carb. We're good on oil. I had already checked that. So let's come up here. What do we want to do? Put it on choke. I guess you could be on this side looking. Or maybe I'll bring you over here because that starter gear was kind of acting a little weird. So let's keep an eye on that. You guys tell me if that sticks. Or if we're blowing a lot of smoke. Okay, I'm ready to go. I got it full choke. Let's try it. Uh-oh, nothing yet. I smell gas. Good so far. I may have to adjust the idle. My fuel tank just shook off and all the gas poured out. So the vibration knocked this thing loose. So I got a huge gas leak here. Well, it ran a little rough at idle. What I mean by adjusted is I brought it down here to slow and it killed it. So I'm going to have to adjust the cable because I want it to idle low here and not die. It would only kind of run well halfway. I need to adjust this. I want to bring it down here and have it purr at a low idle and not quit. So there's an adjustment that needs to be made. So a good battery helped. The starter seemed to engage as it should. It was a shit show yesterday with this thing trying to manipulate it with the 2009 battery, January of 09. So original battery, I'm guessing, because this thing's an 09. So there you have it, kids and cadets. Have a good Saturday. We're going to continue on with this project. I'm going to go in and look at Flea Bay and get a couple of 38-inch blades. This is a 38-inch deck, and then, like I said, we need a secondary gas tank, which I looked up already. They're 25 to 30 free shipping. I hate like hell to spend that much for a tank, but I got this thing for so all I got into it now is a pint of gasoline and this carburetor from California, Chino, California, which means it's a China product, which is fine. It started, and I just got to adjust the cable here. I want that thing to idle and not shut off at the turtle setting. Mickey Mouse today, sorry about that haphazardness. I didn't have my security bits out here, but we made it happen eventually. Thanks for coming out. Have a good Saturday. I'll throw one at you tomorrow. We'll do some work this afternoon. If there's anything interesting to report, I'll do a video on it, and you'll see it Sunday. Tip your waitress and wait staff. Thanks for coming out. Like I said, sorry for the screw up here. This is haphazard production. It's on the fly, no editing. As it happens, it happens. Have a good day. Talk to you tomorrow.